excited to be live. I am here with my friend Ashley from Rainbow Sky Creations, and we are here today to talk all about the book, The Amazing Bonus Ashley has added in. Ashley and Alicia have added in for everybody who purchases the book. We're just adding on even more bonuses. So if you've been watching these lives and seeing everything that we've been giving away, you'll see that there's even more now for everybody who purchases the book. Hello, Ernisa. Hello, Jennifer. Today, we are also giving away a $50 Amazon gift card to somebody who is engaged in the chat. So all you need to do to be entered to win is comment and bonus entries for tagging friends in the comments. Okay, so if you have a teacher friend who would love to join us, be sure to tag them. We are so excited to be here. Ashley, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit and tell everybody who you are, what you do, and why you're here with me today?
Sure. So I'm Ashley. I'm one half of Rainbow Sky Creations. And as you can probably hear, I am not in the US. I'm all the way down under. I'm from Sydney, Australia. And I'm one half of Rainbow Sky Creations. I have a business partner, and her name is Alicia. And she lives on the other side of Australia to me. She lives in Perth, and I live in Sydney. And Kelsey and I are great friends, and I'm so excited to be here and celebrate her book with her. I was so lucky. I got a little sneak preview of the book before
you did.
And it was just so wonderful. The first thing I said was like, we need more teachers to have this message, to read this book, because it's going to be so helpful. But, you know, this morning, so it's morning time for me right now, and I was going for my walk knowing that we had this live coming up, and I was thinking about your book, Kelsey, and I thought, you know, I'm not currently in the classroom right now, but there's so many principles and there were so many things that you spoke about in the book that I thought is so relevant, even that I'm not in the classroom. So you're going to get so much out of the book. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about the book is like all the examples and everything are geared towards educators. But the fact is, like, everything that I teach in the book is what I learned from my life coaching certification or from one of the many books or courses that I've read doing research for the book. And really, it's to help you in every area of your life. But it's going to help you with teaching because teachers are so burned out in general. Like the stat that is even on the very back of the book is from a recent Gallup panel that 44% of teachers say they're always or almost always burned out. And so that is why I wrote the book, to help all of you to be able to feel less burned out, also feel less alone, knowing like, oh yeah, when you hear all the examples that you read in the book, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I can see myself in that. I can see myself in that, you know? And I mean, several of them are my stories or variations of stories of mine that are turned into fictional characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so excited. Elisa said she bought the book, already started reading. Do you have the Kindle? Because if you have your physical copy already, you got it before me. I'm still waiting on mine. I love it. I'm so excited for all of you to get it. Charity's waiting for the book. So excited for you to get your copy. We have some of you here who, Andrea says she loves Australia, hasn't been there since 1999. Charity's
Come back
been to
and visit
Canada.
us.
Come back and visit. Yes. Okay. Lisa says, yes, Kindle. That's the one thing I love about Kindle. Yes. My Kindle copy arrived like even before it was like 10 o'clock my time, mountain time, like on release day. And it's like, I opened my Kindle to read something else. And then suddenly my book pops up and I was like, wait, what? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, because it's midnight Eastern time. Like, so it was cool to see my own book just pop up magically on my Kindle. Cause of course I'd pre-order my own book, you know?
As you do. What a surreal moment, and an exciting one too.
Yes. Yes. All of you waiting on your copies, they should arrive so soon. My first order is arriving tomorrow, but that was I think that'll still be before anyone who ordered on Amazon. Those are my author copies. Also, for those of you who are lifetime members, that means yours are arriving to my house tomorrow for me to then ship to you. Elisa also listened to the podcast. I love it. Yes, we do have a series on the podcast right now. That actually the third episode has not come out yet. So I did the intro. I read the full introduction on the podcast, and then we have an episode about the three parts of the book, the framework on Educate and Rejuvenate the podcast. Also, Ashley, when does our interview air on your podcast? You have an amazing podcast too.
Yeah, we've got a podcast too. It's called Rainbow Skies for New Teachers, but we're about to drop the news, so it's going to be Rainbow Skies for Teachers.
I love it.
Our interview airs in November, but we spoke about so many things to do with the book and burnout, like you were saying earlier, and just that teachers, I feel like sometimes we feel like it's a rite of passage that we have to feel burnt out, and we really don't. Like, you can be so much more effective in the classroom, so show up as a better teacher for you and your students when you're not feeling that way, which is why I think all of the different recommendations and suggestions and stories and everything that you talk about in the book, Kelsey, are so great, because as you said, they're really in relation to us as teachers, but I think we need to get away from that mindset of that we have to feel that way, because we so don't.
Yeah. And the thing is, and we're going to feel all the emotions from time to time, but I think a lot of times we think we need to be like chronically feeling like burned out. When you think of that, you don't think of like, oh, I'm just feeling burned out in this moment. You think of that as like a state. Like, I'm a burned out teacher, like that's just what I am. It's my identity. I can't be anything other than this. And in the book, you'll learn like, yeah, you are going to feel overwhelmed come up from time to time, but here are some strategies for how you can navigate it and for how you can move through those emotions, or how you can regulate your nervous system if you, especially if you're chronically stuck in that anxious state, which that is something that for me for a long time, like I just thought that was an identity trait. I even talk about it in the book. Like I just thought being an anxious person was part of my identity and something that could, like an unchangeable trait about myself. I took it on as a label. And we even talk about that in the book. Like when you label something, that's actually a cognitive distortion when you're saying like, yeah, I am an anxious person, things like that. And so you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay in burnout. If you are feeling burned out right now, please take this as your sign to go to teachergoals.com/educate bonuses to snag a copy of the book, because it's so much more than just a book. You're going to get the book, but you're also going to get so many bonuses that are going to help you. We have a PDF workbook that is going to help you apply everything you learn. It's not just information to consume. It's really about creating an educate and rejuvenate lifestyle where you educate and rejuvenate. And that and rejuvenate is the missing piece. The missing piece for so many educators. Okay, I see a few comments here I want to highlight. So my friend Jackie's here. She loved it. She got a special copy from one of her besties, Kelsey. That's me.
That's nice.
And Jacqueline, she's from the Little Ladybug shop on TPT, and she has a bonus in the bundle as well, which we'll share soon. And then let's see, Guy Pierce wants to know, does this apply to K-12 career colleges, universities as well? All instructors need professional development and learning new concepts, 100%. And even in the introduction of my book, I say it doesn't matter where you teach. It doesn't matter. And I think I even name like university professors, like whatever it is, because this isn't content specific. In fact, it's not even like, here are some strategies for teaching. I mean, ever so often, like I'll mention, like when we talk about regulating the nervous system, I'm like, oh, and you could work this into your day by having like a brain break or whatever. But again, the majority of the book is all about taking care of you, because that is what is missing from so many teachers. We're always paying so much attention to what everybody else needs, what our students need, what our colleagues need, what our administration needs. Yes, it's life coaching. That's what Charity says. It is coaching for educators, but it's really geared towards you. It's kind of like social emotional learning, but for the grownups is kind of a way I like to explain it too. Because again, social emotional learning is like a big buzzword, gets a lot of attention, but a lot of times we're like, oh yeah, we need to teach that to the kids. They need it. We need it too, right? Yes, Sarah, even business people would benefit from a brain break in the middle of the day. Absolutely. Even grownups, even if, yes, you're teaching at a career college or a university, we all need it. Yes, it is a lifestyle, 100%. Oh, I love all this engagement.
About a brain break, which might be helpful to anyone who's on here watching live. Actually, I was learning something that I was watching the other day. So they said a brain break is when you take a break and it involves, you ready, everyone? It might be a bit shocking. No caffeine, no sugar, and no screen. That's a really good version of a brain. And I was like, oh, they're rules. That's a really good like framework. Even if you're going to, walk up a flight of stairs or get outside and just get the sun on your face, even if it's just for a couple of minutes, but no caffeine, no sugar, and no screen.
I'm seeing all the no's in the comments. No, you might be like, you're like, oh no, but I need my coffee or my Coke or I need my donuts or I need my shows. It doesn't mean that I like that criteria because I feel like, I mean, even no screen, it might be like, oh yeah, I do love watching a good show or whatever. Or, sometimes we just want to see what's up on Instagram, catch up with our friends, scroll a little bit. But that doesn't really count as a brain break because, again, what's happening when we're doing that? It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just doesn't go in the brain break category. It's not actually giving your brain a break.
Yeah. You can totally watch your screen. Like I love all reality TV show. Like that is my way to relax. But throughout the day when I'm working and I'm taking a break, if I'm going on Instagram, it's just reigniting things in my brain. You're not actually having that break. You're so right. It doesn't go in that category.
Yeah, and again, it is all subjective. It depends on how you describe things. I do just like that idea, and it could even like still go in the self-care category. Like maybe sometimes like watching a good show, maybe that's self-care. It's just not giving your brain like physically in your body a break, right? It's still you're getting all those dopamine hits from the screen. Yeah. Oh. Could reading be considered a brain break, even though my brain is still working? Oh, these are good questions.
I was actually thinking exactly the same thing then, because they say before you go to bed, try and stay away from screens, like good sleep hygiene.
But I read,
I suggest you read, but you're still kind of using your brain. You're still active in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see. This is another example where I think it's kind of even what we talk about in the book when we ask coaching in life coaching a lot of times when me or whatever life coach might be coaching you. And actually, I don't know. Have you worked with a life coach before?
No, only business coaches.
No, okay. Well, a lot of times one of the big questions we ask is like, well, what does that mean? Like when you say like, oh, I'm such a bad teacher, I'm a bad parent, or oh, this person is so annoying. Like, what do you mean by that? Because people could all describe it different ways. So like that brain break definition, like that's one way to think about it. And I love it. But then another person, you might hear that and be like, actually, no, I'm not going to take that. And that's fine. Like, it's just an offering of a way you can think about it. Because really could reading be considered a brain break? And I guess it would depend on what do you want to consider a brain break, How long do we need a brain break? Oh, it's so interesting. This was not like the planned topic of the call, but I love it. I love how we're going with that. I love reading or listening to a book before bed. Me too, absolutely. How long do we need a brain break? Really, I don't like the reason this came up was we were talking about regulating our nervous system, right? And for that, it really doesn't have to be that long. Like it could be just a few minutes, or it could even be like 30 seconds of deep breathing. Like it doesn't have to be that long. It can be however long you want, but it's really just however long you need for that break that you need to regulate. Andrew says mandatory 15 minutes. There you go. You can set a mandatory minimum if you would like, for sure.
It's hard for teachers too. If you're thinking about teaching in the day and taking a brain break, like that's tricky because you don't really have a lot of opportunities to do that. Maybe only in your lunch break. And here in Australia, you're on playground duty during that lunch break, or rushing to the toilet, and that's not really a brain break either. So, like I'm saying this as somebody who sits, at my desk and I'm creative throughout the day, not in the classroom. So I think you've got to think about that. As a teacher too. But was it you, Kelsey, that was saying, was it you went on my podcast and you were saying like sometimes just taking in some deep breaths, even if you're walking into the classroom and it's really chaotic, and you just stop and you just take 3 really deep breaths in, like that's a really good way to regulate your nervous system.
Yeah, that was me. And that's really sometimes all you can do. Like maybe you're in a very stressful situation with a child, maybe like a child just threw a chair in the classroom or something, or like something's going on. Or again, I know we have some teaching older students, but again, whatever might happen. It could still happen with a college student, still totally could. Anyway, you might not be able to like, okay, hang on, stop. I need to regulate. I am going to take 15 minutes to do a meditation or to go for a walk. Sometimes we can't do that. So sometimes like the easiest go-to for that regulation is to just take some deep breaths. Are we talking about us needing a brain break or students? Both. And I mean, the reason this came up too is because it was talking about how, like, when we need to regulate, we can actually build it into our day. We can build in brain breaks that not only help us regulate, but the students as well. And then we went on this brain break rabbit hole, and I'm loving it. So it's great. I'm loving all the questions. Marie Chris says, yes, I can take 15 minutes without sugar and coffee. You can do it. 15 minutes. And then do we need a longer brain break at times and a shorter one at others? Sometimes we just need air. Absolutely. It's really listening. And we talk about this a lot in chapters 4 and 5, is really listening to your body and what is it that you need right now? And just tending to that, observing yourself. And you'll kind of know, you'll know what it is that you need. Do you have anything to say on that, Ashley?
Yeah, I think sometimes as teachers, and I feel like as mothers especially, but as teachers too, we put what we need aside to worry about everybody else, and we're not listening to our body. We're not listening. Like, we need to go to the bathroom, or I was a bandit for not drinking enough water when I was in the classroom teaching, because I was just always so busy tending to everyone else's needs. But I think listening to your body is a really great way to start, because that's a real form of self-care too.
Yeah, and it really is a skill too that, like, at first does not always come naturally to do that, because we're so always just paying attention to everything else around us, outside of us, or if we are paying attention to what's inside of us, it's what's going on in our head and our running to-do list going on all the time. So it can be a skill that we need to practice, and that's why when you purchase the book, you also get our workbook that's really going to help you with some exercises to do that, including a guided audio that's going to help you as well. Another question, is this book only written in English? As an example, does this book come in Spanish version and other languages? We work with teachers working in colleges and universities from all over the world. Well, for one, I love this question, and I love that you are wanting to take this work to teachers all over the world. I wrote this book in English. I do not believe there are plans for translating it right now, but that would be super cool. So I would definitely pay attention. Teacher Goals is the amazing publisher. And I don't know that they translate their books or if there are options for that. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything, but that is a great question. And I love that you are wanting to do that. Okay. Yeah, deep breaths help Jennifer so much. Love it. Oh, I love this. You put the Calm app on the screen with the class. I love it. And actually, like, I've started doing meditations. And the great thing is, like, I feel like our students and our children. So I mean, I talk to homeschool moms sometimes with what I do too. I'm a homeschool mom now as well, like former teacher, now I homeschool. But like I will do meditations and my kids will come and join me. And now my 4-year-old, he was having a meltdown the other day. And what we do when he does that is I bring him, he comes on my lap, he kind of starts deep breathing. I deep breathe, kind of help him co-regulate. So he starts doing deep breaths with me. And then one time he was like, Mommy, I just need to do a meditation. So it's like he's learning, like, now as a child, he knows, like, oh, like, I need to do a meditation right now. Like, as a 4-year-old, I never would have thought to do that. So it's amazing how, but it's because I've been doing the work to learn this. So then I'm teaching it to my children. And that's really going to make it then come so much more naturally for you to do that with your students too. So Elisa, I love that you do that you are teaching your students those skills too. Olympia, hello. Olympia was our winner yesterday. So glad you joined us again today. As a reminder to everyone here, because a lot of you have joined us since the beginning, if you make sure to be commenting on this live, we will be picking one random person who does a comment to get a $50 Amazon gift card is the prize today. So make sure that you are tuned in and well, not just tuned in, because we can't tell who's tuned in. We just see a number. So we need you to comment. So we have your name. That is your entry. Every comment is an additional entry. And tagging your friends. Tag a friend. If you tag a friend, that's going to get you bonus entries into the giveaway. I love this. I love to plug and play this into the breaks and the syllabus schedule for our instructors. Love that. Oh, yes. Katie has a good suggestion. Get the book on Kindle and translate it. Yes, there is a Kindle edition. And I think there is an option in Kindle. See, I need to know these things better. I think there is an option to do that actually. So that might be a good option for you to grab the Kindle copy. Do you know anything about that, Ashley?
I do, but great thinking, Katie. I haven't used the Kindle in many, many years, but I feel like I should go back to using my Kindle. But thanks, Katie, for that, because that's really clever if you can translate it.
I love my Kindle so much. Well, because I got a Kindle Scribe. Have you heard of that one?
Yes.
It's the Kindle where you get to write on it. And I feel like I use it just as much for journaling and writing. Like even when I was writing this book, like especially when I was trying to come up with a framework, I did like a 12-page, just like handwriting dump, like where I was like trying to get everything down, like a brain dump, like writing everything down and just trying to get it all out. And then the cool thing is I was able to send it to my computer and then it turned it into text. Like, just like
that's amazing.
Technology is magical. So I bet it does translate because it does that. So
yeah,
super cool. Okay. We say put your hands on your belly and name your feelings. I love that so much. Sabrina is excited to get her copy. Yes, and all of you, if you have not yet, if you have snagged your copy, but you haven't claimed the bonuses, because we have had some people be like, wait, well, what about my workbook? You have we don't have it connected to Amazon, so we know that you purchased your copy. So you really need to go to this link, theteachergoals.com/educate-bonuses, so that you can fill out the form for how many copies you purchased. And I'll show you this again by the end of the live. I'll actually show you the process. We'll pick how many copies you purchase. So if you purchase 1 copy, there's a whole bunch of bonuses that pay for the book. If you purchase 2 copies, I've been saying it doubles your bonuses, but actually does even more, because you get a $30 credit to our shop with 1 copy, but you get a $60 credit for both you and your friend if you buy 2 copies. So essentially $120. So it quadruples how much credit you get. Plus you get tickets to our winter conference, 2 tickets if you purchase 2 copies of the book. So again, you're getting so much more value. And you're getting a built-in accountability buddy when you snag 2 copies of it. So if you've already purchased a copy and you're like, wait, I want the bigger bonuses, I want the free tickets, I want more credit to your shop, then you can still do that. You can then just purchase 1 more and fill out the 2 book form on the page, and you'll get your additional bonuses.
Give a copy to your leadership, somebody like your principal.
Yeah.
And say, read this. Well, the winter conference is going to be so amazing too.
Yes, Ashley, and yes, I have talked to you, but I hope we have you do a session. That'll be so fun.
Yeah.
But what was the other thing I was going to say? I can't remember. Dang it. That's fine. What can we do if our kids don't like to take deep breaths? Oh, that's interesting. Like, that's a good question. So deep breathing is not the only way to regulate. We actually talk about 7 different ways in the book. So another one you can do is get them laughing. Kids usually love laughing. Telling jokes. My kids love telling jokes. Sometimes they just make them up, but they're really dumb and the punchline makes no sense, but they still think it's so funny. Did your students do? I mean, mine were in 3rd grade, so they did that. But yeah. It's like, oh, that's so funny. What a good joke. But anyway, getting them laughing. Laughing is another way. Another way is creative expression. So having them do just some creative fun writing that's not like graded, that's just like, or art. Like, art is a great way. And movement, brain breaks, putting on some music and dancing. And we talk about more ways in the book too, but hopefully that helps. When our work in regulating strategies becomes our kids' normal is such a great feeling. Yes, it is the best when you realize they're not going to have to learn it as an adult like I did. Like, when you can make a child's life easier and better because you really learn and apply something, so you're able to make it so that they just learn it and it becomes habit for them. Like, how powerful is that? I love just thinking, Ashley, don't you, about like the ripple effect that we have as teachers in so many ways, like even just by teaching what we do, but when we do this personal work on ourselves, like how that impacts our students.
Absolutely. And I think so. I think every teacher that's probably here live can relate to that, because we all want to make a difference as teachers. And we are making such an impact. So you're doing a wonderful job as it is. And now it's just about looking after you as well as all of those little people in your classroom. I also had another tip for that person who asked about kids who don't like deep breathing. I've got a child who doesn't like taking deep breaths either. She's always like, I can't, just like gets herself in a tears. But we were going to the optometrist of all people the other day, and she had this really great technique where she said, smell the flowers and blow out the candles.
Yes.
And I really liked that, because now I just say to her, it's not about breathing. It's about smelling flowers and blowing out the candles. And it sort of creates a little visual for her in her mind. And that's really worked for her. So maybe that's something to give a go as well.
I love that. Yeah. Hopefully that helps with, because you said if they do or encouraging you to do a deep breath makes them scream and melt down more. Yeah, maybe that would help, because they're just be like, hey, maybe that visualization of it might help too. Jenny says, love that advice. Homeschool mom here. Hey, homeschool mom here too. Love it. Love seeing the homeschool moms here. I love seeing the homeschool moms and teachers together. We all are just trying to help the kids who we teach. Yeah. Like, I am all for educators of all kinds. That's what I talk about in this book. So glad you found that helpful. Lindsay, yes. So no matter which format of the book you purchase, you will get the bonuses. So you just need to take a screenshot. I'll show how that works. And that means the 2 copies are if you want to purchase a Kindle copy. Like, I mean, we call it the teacher bestie, because the idea behind it was like, if you and your friend both have a copy, it's an accountability buddy. But some people have been like, well, what if I just buy a Kindle and a paperback copy? That can count too, because it's still purchasing 2 copies. We're not babysitting what format it is, or be like, hey, did you give it to a friend? Like, we're not Big Brother over here seeing what you do with the book. So it's really just about number of copies strictly, and either version counts. Yes. Because I mean, and they're like, for me, like, I've actually stopped. I do buy some physical copies, but I do buy a lot of Kindle, because for a while I was like, no, I don't want to do Kindle, but I am such a reader that I'm buying books all the time, and I don't like to get rid of them. I like to have them. So that is why I got the Kindle. So there are a lot of books I just buy on my Kindle. So totally fine. Heather, can't wait for it to show up. Love it. Yeah. And you can totally use your phone for the Kindle app too. Yeah. Lori got the Kindle version for when you travel. I love it. Yes. And it can be so helpful to have, especially I feel like for a book like this, like a lot of the personal development books, like, they're really helpful to have in multiple formats. So then you can have it like with you when you just need to refer to it. But then maybe you like, when you do your initial read, like having a hard copy or being able to quickly just turn to a page. So sometimes it is nice to have both. Do we get the bonuses if we are a lifer in the club? Yes, we have unlocked all the bonuses in your app for you. If you're wanting like this stuff for a friend, then yeah, we're happy to get that for you too. And we're also sending an email to our members tomorrow about an additional bonus for our members specifically. So we will share that in the email. So watch for that, because most of the people here are not in that group, but watch your email and we will share about that. Oh, where's the conference held at? Great question. It is an online conference. So it is all virtual. In fact, this one is going to be really cool, because you're going to be able to watch all the pre-recorded sessions on our new mobile app. And then there will be lives as well. It's going to be a great time. We're excited. Okay. I feel like I'm a little behind on the questions, because then like I'll see like a follow-up and I'm like, oh, that went with that one.
Oh, sorry. I feel like I was chatting away too.
Oh no, we're just having so much fun. We're having and there's so many amazing people chatting, and I love it. You're all getting your entries in for that gift card, so keep them coming.
Yeah, it's been some great conversation too.
Oh, I think you should recommend this to professors teaching future educators, and do this as a book club in their classroom for a grade. I love that idea. And in fact, I mean, if you know any, please encourage them. We actually have additional bonuses. Like the ones we've been talking about the most on these lives are for 1 and 2 books, because as an individual educator, that's probably all you're going to do. But we do have bonuses for 10 or 30 books as well. So for 10, it's the book club bundle. It gets everybody in the book club even more stuff, a planner for the host of the book club, and a PDF. So we're doing a book club for everybody who purchases a book. So any of you who buy a book, you get to join the book club with me. So then that goes through December. Every couple of weeks, we'll go over some of the chapters. But anybody who does 10 or 30 books, you'll get a PDF with basically all the prep work that I do. I'll be doing all the prep work soon, getting it to my team. They'll put it in a PDF, make it all pretty. So you have questions for each chapter and everything. So it's just like ready to go. So you like have a lesson plan for that book club that you're hosting to go with it. So that'll be really cool. I would love for a school to do this together. And again, if you do 30 books, then I will actually do a up to 90-minute PD with your school, like, and it could be before you read or after you read. So yeah, it's a great, there are a lot of bonus options. We can go over that at the end too. Being silly helps them build relationships and is a brain break. I agree. Figure 8 breathing. Yes, I love seeing so many comments and ideas here. Okay, I'm going to just scroll and look for question marks to make sure I don't miss questions. So many amazing questions. Where do I download the app? Haven't gotten a link yet either. Okay, so if you, Linda, I think you have either already purchased the book or in the club. I can't remember. It should be in your email. It should come from no-reply@passion.io. But if you can't find it, send us an email at hello@rejuvenate.com. And we can help you. We can check and make sure that you're in there. If you're not, we can add you. If you are, we can just make sure you get your password reset or whatever to make sure that we can get you in so you can get all the bonuses. And anybody who purchases a copy of the book is going to get access to the mobile app we have guided meditations. All the replays for the book club will be there, the schedule for the book club, the links, and all of that.
The book club idea is amazing because they're going to get life coaching with you.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And I actually just added a few more book club calls because I had to rework the schedule because we had the whole glitch with the paperback becoming unavailable. And we lost our number 1 with that. I'm like, oh, we're going to get it back. It's still number 1 on Kindle, but getting that paperback back. We're getting it back. Where was my brain going, Ashley? I'm like, wait a sec.
The book club.
Oh yeah, I added a few more calls. Yes. Yeah, and I was looking at it, and as I was rescheduling, I was like, you know what? Like, and also it was because of the book shipping, right? I want to make sure everybody has their book and is actually able to read before we do it. But I had like too many chapters together. I was like, no, this is going to be too much to try to go over at once. So I actually added a few more. So it's going to go a bit longer. It's going to go through December for everybody. And then there's a bonus call that's for our members and for anybody who purchases 2 books. So if you're a member, you're automatically in. If you're not, if you purchase 2 books, you're in. And that will be just a bonus Q&A with me, like after we've read the book, and it'll be on Zoom, like face-to-face and everything. So it'll be really fun. Jamie says the conferences are great, and I love how you can access the content for a while if you can't attend at the time. It's great, totally worth it. Yes, the book club is going to be the same way. There will be replays if you can't come live. I also tried to vary the times a little bit, so they're a lot of them are on Thursdays, but some are Mondays and Tuesdays, and they'll be anywhere from 5 p.m. Mountain Time to 6:30 Mountain Time, so it can kind of range a little bit for those in different time zones. Would you extend those bonuses for the book clubs and bundle books? So they will be extended through next week now that the lives have been pushed back due to the glitch and everything. So yes, those will be pushed back. And the book club technically isn't going away because anybody who purchases the book will get the replays. But the sooner you join, you'll actually get to come live to it, right? Because it's starting on October 3rd. Yeah, there are bonuses for big purchases. So if I purchase the Kindle first and now the book and I am a member, do I choose the 2 book option? Yes, Linda, you would choose that one. Yes. No worries if you can't make it through the live. There's replays of all these. Vanessa said she never got an email, but downloaded the app and had access to everything. Oh yeah. So if you also just download the app, but make sure you use the same email that you gave to us, either when you filled out the form for purchasing the book, or if you're one of our membership club members. And for those who are like, what are you talking about? We have a membership called the Educate and Rejuvenate Club that I do coaching in. And it's through the couple years of coaching I've been doing in there that I was able to develop this framework and write this book. So the book is kind of like taking all the strategies that I teach in the membership and putting it into book format. So it's more accessible for anybody to learn and do. And then the club is like, if you want to come and get coached by me on a weekly basis. Okay. What is the app's name? The app is just called Educate and Rejuvenate. It's really simple over here now with the rebrand. We were Wife Teacher Mommy. Have any of you watching who remember or been like, oh, you were Wife Teacher Mommy? Now I know what you're talking about, because we had that name for 10 years, but we've rebranded just this year to Educate and Rejuvenate. It's much more inclusive, is like part of why we went with that. Also, it's like we're just doing a lot more. And I feel like that this describes our mission with like educate and rejuvenate, right? We're helping you do all the things. Yes, Sarah's an OG. Yes. We have multiple clients. Would you be open to coming to the campuses to present on academic staff and faculty team in person, or would it be all online only? You can email our team just send us an email at hello@educateandrejuvenate.com, and we could see what we could do as far as in person too. Jennifer says, I came upon you as you were rebranding. Yes. Sabrina has used several of the Wife Teacher Mommy items. Nicole remembers. Love it. Latrice loves the new name. Awesome. Yeah, I'm a fan of the new name too. But I loved the old name as well. But that was describing me, and what I was just people were like, oh, I'm not married. I'm not a wife. I'm a guy. Or I don't have kids, This is just for anybody. It's clear if you educate, you also need to rejuvenate, and it's for you. Easy peasy. Okay, so Ashley, anything else we just want to chat about with the book before we share your awesome bonus?
I'm excited to talk about the bonuses.
Yeah, let's.
I don't know. What else should we talk about? I feel like we've covered so much, and we've kind of gone off on all lots of different tangents.
Oh, we just got the news from my publisher. The paperback is back to the #1 new release. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
That's awesome.
I knew it would happen. I knew it would just be a matter of time, because, you're all so awesome and so supportive, and I appreciate everything, all the support from all of you, and that's why we really want to make it worth it. We want to add all these bonuses, and it's not, for me, this is not about even oh, I need to sell these books because I want to be #1 new release. The reason I want it to be #1 new release is because I want this book to reach as many teachers as we possibly can, because the messages, the principles that, again, I didn't create, but I just put this together in a way that makes sense for teachers, and the exact framework and ways I teach it, it's kind of, everybody has their own style and way of doing things. So the way that I teach this, I really want it to get out there to all the teachers, so you can educate and rejuvenate and know that you just don't have to be burned out anymore. You really don't. Not all the time. You'll feel overwhelmed from time to time, but you'll know how to handle it. And this is just so important, and it needs to get out there. It needs to get out there to all the teachers. So the more, if we get it to rank #1 on Amazon, which we have again, yes, then more teachers will see it. And that means more teachers will learn how to not be burned out all the time. And that is what matters. So, another thing that can help us get the word out about this book even more is by writing a review on Amazon. So if you've read the book, or even if you're just excited to read the book and you're like, I got my copy, I can't wait to read it, or I love what I've read so far, if you can submit and leave a review, that helps the book so much. So if you have your book and you love it, or you're excited about it, and you're willing to take just 2 minutes to leave a review, it helps a lot, because it helps teachers know, oh yeah, this book is for me. It also helps Amazon be like, okay, yeah, this is a book that we should rank in the search so teachers can find it. So would highly recommend, or just really, it would make my day, honestly. It would make my day if you left a review on the book. So
I mean, people underestimate reviews, don't they? As somebody who we use reviews in our business too.
Yeah.
But you don't understand how much it's so meaningful. So if you want to say thank you to Kelsey, who you're really grateful for the book or something like that, go and write a review. It will take you a couple of minutes, but it does so much to let Amazon know that this is good for teachers. They don't really know unless they get that feedback, the algorithm.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the new bonuses. Do you know the link to the workbook will be back very soon? The team finished the proofread today. We just realized that we also wanted to darken all the writing lines because when I printed it out, it's interesting how print and digital is different, right? So on the screen it looked fine, and then when I printed it out, when I bound it, I was like, you know what? These writing lines are kind of light. So we wanted to just make it the best we could. So they're just going through and darkening the color on all of them. We should get the link back up very, very shortly. So you can print it out. We just didn't want anyone printing it out with those few typos we caught on the last live and being like, darn it, like, or especially if you like paid for the ink or like sent it to Staples or something. So we'll get that back out to you ASAP. Because yeah, it was down to the wire. It was like we finished the workbook like the day before, and I was like, yes, it's good. And then and I realized like, oh my gosh, we skipped the proofreading. We always proofread everything, like our resources and everything. But it was just like, you know, the whirlwind. This is our first time launching a book. So yes, you're number one. Woohoo. So excited. Okay, let's get into the bonuses without further ado. Share the screen. I need to select which one. Okay. Do you all see the screen now? Oh, and yep. Ashley, your beautiful face is now covered by the book.
Oh, I'm going to get up a little higher. No, that's fine.
Like, how do I do that?
I'll just sit back and relax and use my voice now.
Here, maybe, I wonder, can I remove it first, just for a sec, while you talk about your bonus at least?
Everyone's seen my face for a while. It's all right. They're not missing too much.
There we go. There we go. I'll add it back in a bit. But yes, before I remove it, if you want to snag the bonuses, where you go is teachergoals.com/educate-bonuses. So I'm going to remove it so you can see Ashley explain her bonus. So, so this is a bundle of bonuses from a bunch of my awesome friends who submitted to this bundle. So you have even more stuff that you get when you purchase a book during the launch period. So yours is this place value craft, right? I'm not losing my mind, right? Yes. Okay. So do you want to tell us about it?
Sure. So at Rainbow Sky Creations, we love meaningful but rigorous activities for kids to help them actually learn concepts. So we're all into hands-on learning. We want them to really be engaged in the learning. So one of the things that kids have trouble with, and that's so important for maths in general, is place value. And I know that you've just started back at the school year over in the US, so place value is the perfect time to explore right now at the beginning of your school year. So this craft gets students to look at and manipulate the different areas of place value. So they get to see what the different columns are that we times by 10 every time we move over. It has visuals with the little MAB blocks as well. So, and you can create a little street if you want to as well. So that's a little look through. It's a craft activity. So they're cutting, they're manipulating. You can differentiate it by having kids with decimals, and then kids that are just doing other place value, or you might be doing, you know, ones all the way to billions, or you might just be doing, you know, ones, tens, and hundreds. So it's just a really fun activity, and it's kind of like almost like they're creating their own anchor chart to be able to refer back to as well.
So cute. I love this because what I love is that it's hands-on learning. It's not just like another worksheet that they're doing, but they're learning place value. And yes, the beginning of the year, such a great time for this. And I love that we do have a bit of variety of grade levels in this bundle too. So amazing. Thank you, Ashley, for contributing that. That's like a great bonus right there. And like you would normally buy that.
I think it's a no-brainer to use at the first week of school. The other thing you could also do with it is you could have just a couple of sets and use it in your maths groups or something like that for the kids to actually manipulate and create their houses. You don't have to have everybody doing it as like one activity, or you could blow it up on your photocopier and create one together, an anchor chart to put on your wall as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can use it. There's a few little activities that they can play with.
Yeah, look at these games.
Value houses at the end as well, which we're so big on games and just getting kids that hands-on learning experience is really important for us. So I hope you enjoy
got a black and white
bonuses.
You've got a black and white version too, which people love. And also we do know that some of you wanted a black and white version of the workbook. So I'm going to test printing the new one as grayscale, see how it goes. And I think it'll be fine, but if not, for whatever reason, we will create a black and white version. So we will double check that for all of you. Okay. And then we've got some other awesome bonuses too. So we've got this fractions one, collaborative poster. This is from my friend Teresa Quant. Do any of you know her? She is amazing. She is known for these awesome collaborative posters and her escape games and her Canva reels that she's been doing lately that are amazing.
I was just about to say that she's doing some Canva hacks for teachers, and she's on to like tip 30 something.
I know. I messaged her the other day. I'm like, you are on a roll with these Canva reels. Yeah. Like,
it's so fun. About Canva, the people who started Canva are Australian.
Oh, they are. I did not know that. That's so cool.
Yeah. And I've been invited a couple of times. I met this girl who works at Canva. She worked in the community section, and then she invited me to this big event. And so now I'm on a list of a special Canva list, and sometimes I get invited into their head office in Sydney, and it's amazing.
That is so fun. Like, I bet, like, is it just like a super fancy like office? Like, I don't know. I can imagine.
It's got like it's levels. It's got lots of levels, and there's just lots of desks. But on each level, they've got their own kitchen, and it's just stocked with like snacks and drinks. And then downstairs, they have this big sort of auditorium. No, it's not an auditorium. It's like a cafeteria, and they get lunch and breakfast every single day. They've got like coffee that everyone comes in and gets their coffee made in the morning. And all of this is just part of the working experience. So it's like, it's a really amazing, supportive place to work. Really cool.
That is so cool. I love that. Oh yeah. What time is it there? Don't you need, it's morning for you, right?
Yes. It's 10:47.
Yeah. Because so Ashley and I were in a mastermind group together, which just means we get together and to kind of talk and brainstorm ideas and how we're helping teachers and everything. And so when we always get together, it's like 5 p.m. for me, and it's in the morning for Ashley. So that's what's going on right now. It's like for all of us in the US here, but it's in the morning for Ashley. So this is what it looks like. These cool posters that she does. Like, you can make them all like, and she explains how you're going to put it together and everything. Just like the name suggests, this poster is meant to be a collaborative canvas. They work together to review math standards while creating a work of art. Isn't that fun?
Yeah. Especially for like test review and things like that. If you do that in your state, that would be a really fun way to go about it.
Yeah. So fun. So this is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades. So again, like I said, like maybe you're like, oh, the place value one is like kind of young for me. Then you could probably use this one, right? So it's perfect. So much fun. They're all the different pieces you need for it here. This is 3rd, 4th, 5th. So how fun is that? Seriously, so fun. And again, you would normally buy in their shops, but you get it for free when you purchase the book. So we wanted to make sure that there's some new, really fun stuff for everybody who purchases the book. I know a lot of our members have been like, oh, but a lot of the stuff I already have. Because like, our resources, our members are like, yeah, I already have that. Because, they're in our membership. So we want to make sure that there's like fun new things for everybody. So this is from Malia, from Play-Doh to Plato. And the science brain formula, she does all kinds of great things. The reading roadmap, she's also in our group. We love her. And we have this amazing resource from her as well. I don't do the best job explaining other people's things. I'm like, what? It just looks so cute. Look at this. You're going to do the spin, say it, and color. Like, so this, was this one called? Blend decodable task cards. Okay, these are task cards. So fun. So you get to spin, say, and color. I'm going to scroll through so you can see this awesome resource. Look, those colors are so cute, aren't they? Just that little pop of color.
Cute. And the pictures, I'm just looking at this and I'm thinking, like, if you taught older grades and you're like, oh, this is not relevant to me, you could totally use this, get them to spin it and like create a story with some of the pictures that they've spun. Because they really like, I think even older kids would love the look of those pictures. I don't know. I love coloring.
Oh, for sure.
just like this sort of thing.
I love whimsy clips. You know, that's who,
Yeah.
I mean, you and I can tell. I'm like, we know who it is. I love her clip art. It's so cute. I feel like you've been a lot of teachers that you all know a lot of the clip artists too, I'm sure. Oh my goodness, look how cute these are. They're just so cute. So you're getting all these clip cards. Again,
These are
like,
perfect to print out for your groups, like your reading groups in the morning.
yeah.
You've got them ready to go. Or even like the black and white ones, print them out. And you could give them as like homework if you have to give out homework. I hate homework myself, but if you have to do it, that's a good way.
Yes. Okay, and then we have, this is from my friend Cassie from Creatabilities, and this is, how many of you have to deal with no name papers? Raise of hands in the comments. Virtual hand raise in the comments. Remember, each comment is a entry for the $50 Amazon gift card. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to tag friends for bonus entries for the $50 Amazon gift card. Again, we're all dealing with no name papers, right? So this is going to help your students remember to write their name on their paper. Again, this isn't grade specific. We could probably all use this, right?
High school even.
High school even, right?
Yeah.
College even, right?
Yeah.
All of them. I remember even being in my, like, you know, elementary ed classes, there would be papers to, like, the professor, like, who didn't write their name on their paper? How are you going to be a teacher or whatever? You know, it's like, it never ends, but all use reminders, right?
Those are really cute.
The first thing I do is always the same. I pick up my highlighter and highlight my name. So cute, highlighting the name. You could get them like fun colored highlighters to help them remember. Again, all these reminders are going to be so helpful for level posters. Does that say I understand? Oh yeah, and this is how well they understand the assignment too.
Yes,
that
I used
is
to use
cool.
a system like this in my classroom, and I loved it. I had like the colors up on my wall, and I used to just do a little circle. But I like that you're like highlighting the name as well as them identifying how they felt like they were in the lesson. It's really great.
Yeah, so we've got level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. And again, this is one that just kind of has them all here. So then then they can identify. And I love that it says, I don't understand this yet, right? It's cultivating that growth mindset that like they're going to get it. They're starting to understand it, understand most of it. And then I understand the assignment, like, you know, the TikTok. Okay, so did you write your name on your page? It keeps going. There's so many options for you to choose, right? Yes, the visuals are awesome, right? I love these visuals. Again, I want to remind you all that the way you get these bonuses is by snagging your copy of Educate and Rejuvenate, the book, and then go to teachergoals.com/educate-bonuses, and you will be able to snag all of these for free just with your purchase of the book. So, and yes, it keeps going. That's amazing. Okay.
That's such a time saver, because if you're thinking, oh, I never got my kids to highlight their names before, but that's a good little teacher hack. You don't need to go and make
such a good hack.
The sign's there. Just like print out the sign and bam, you're done.
Yeah, print out the sign, have some highlighters ready, and you're done.
Yeah.
Add some highlighters to your Amazon cart with the book, and then you're going to be good to go. Totally. Okay. Or maybe you already have them, but if you don't, like, have the right colors or whatever, or enough for the students. Okay.
Oh, this one's about kind of what we've been talking about.
I know, right? So my friend Kirsten, she actually does a lot of growth mindset stuff. Kirsten from Kirsten's Caboodle, she's so great. And so when she was like, would this be good? Because she kind of knew what the book was about. She's like, this will be great, right? I'm like, yes, this will be perfect. So again, what we've been talking about helping our students regulate, you're going to get this great resource to help them do that. So we have box breathing, we have pass the ball, we have 4-8 breathing. We've got instructions on how all of these work, tips for educators, teach these strategies ahead of a triggering event, right? So they know how to utilize these. All of these amazing strategies that are going to help kids to be able to regulate themselves. So again, even that question, like, what do we do if they don't like breathing? Maybe one of these different breathing techniques will work, or maybe they don't want to breathe. Maybe they want to do a bilateral stimulation with this butterfly hug. they want to do different things, right? And then there's like a poster for each one. So you could have like a bulletin board, or you could even you could print them out small and have them make a little flip book so they can like have it readily available. So if they're like, I feel dysregulated right now, they can get it out and like pick an exercise to do. Oh, and she has that. Look at that. She has it ready for you to do that.
Yes. That's amazing.
So,
it's also, I love that tip of saying practicing it before you get to that spot of being unregulated. In fact, way earlier when we were talking about those kids that don't like breathing, and I was talking a little bit about my daughter, one of the mistakes I made was like, as soon as she had the meltdown, I'm like, okay, come on, let's like co-regulate together and breathe. And she doesn't want to do that because she's already in meltdown mode. But it's about practicing it before you get there. And I know that lots of people say that about like when you've got anxious feelings and big feelings like that as an adult, that it's always really good to practice those techniques before you hit. Did we talk about that on the podcast? Maybe I'm just quoting you.
I don't remember. We might have, but yes, like, because when you're triggered, it's really hard to use your rational brain and be like, oh yeah, what was that strategy? What is it I need to do? So it kind of needs to be ingrained a little bit where you would know what to do. And so, yeah, like practicing it ahead of time so you understand it and you know what to do is definitely going to make it so it's more accessible when it's hard for you to utilize that more rational side of your brain, because again, your body is just in fight or flight mode and it's working on like the essentials of keeping yourself alive because it thinks you're actually in danger, even if you're not physically in danger. So yes, you want to practice them ahead of time if you can. Especially with the kids, that would be a great way to do it. And it looks like it also has the Google Slides version with it too. So you have the digital version as well with instructions on how to do that, and makes it really nice and easy. So that is another resource you're going to get.
You put your slide up on your board and practice, one after they come in from break each day. And then you kind of got yourself a little library of breathing techniques or nervous system regulation techniques for the kids.
Yes. Okay. So this one is actually, this will be in your app as well. This is actually the meditation that I recorded for all of you based on what's in the book. So we don't need to play that right now, but looks like we have the video file in here for you as well, if you want to just be able to like put it up on your screen or whatever. We have a rubrics guide from the Teacher's Lounge. How many of you know Shannon and Mary from the Reading Teachers Lounge? They've been at Educate and Rejuvenate the past 2 years. We love them. They contributed to this bundle too. So this is a lesson plan for introducing your students to rubrics, work evaluation, and feedback. Look at these cookies. Those look good. Who wants cookies? I want cookies now. So they are amazing. They do a podcast. They're awesome. And so this is just tips and best practices for teaching your kids to use rubrics, lesson plans, a group project, score page. And again, it's with chocolate chip cookies. I love when I get to teach with food. And I know some people are like, we're not allowed to teach with food, but I was at my school and I loved it. I loved it so much because it's just so fun. And the kids love it too. And I feel like it instantly gets them engaged. Like, oh, what? We're doing something with food? Like, yeah. So fun. So you're going to get this in that bundle too. You are also going to get, okay, so this one is so cool. Now, I will even say this because we have in our shop, we have a seating chart product, and it was like the top one on TPT or whatever, and it was awesome, and I loved it. And then I saw what my friends Emily and Heidi made for their seating chart product, and I was like, oh, theirs is better. It's so cool. And I don't even know what or how they did it. And I was just like, well, that's great. They did an awesome one. Totally fine. And look at this. It's so amazing. And now you all get it too. So this is for Google Drive, digital classroom arrangement tool. And it's going to be in Google Drive. So, but look at, even just like those, like number of students, number of desks, and how it populates them, and the support level they need, pros and cons, and information about each student as you're kind of trying to, figure out who's sitting where in that never ending puzzle, right, of seating charts. You're going to get that as another bonus when you purchase the book. So as a reminder, if you need it, to get this bundle of bonuses. Who wants it? Who wants all these resources for free? Let me know in the chat. Do you want all these resources for free? If you want them, if you've already purchased a copy of the book and you've already filled out the form, you're already going to be getting a link to this very soon in your email, so you don't need to do anything. But if you have not yet, you are going to need to go to teachergoals.com/educate bonuses and submit the form with your receipt from purchasing the Educate and Rejuvenate book. And if you haven't purchased the book yet, you'll also want to do that too. And again, even just these bonuses we're showing you would pay for the book, right? Even just these bonuses we're showing you in the Google Drive folder today. If you went on TPT and bought each one of these, it would pay for the book. But you're getting them all for free. And you're also getting tons of other bonuses for free. You're getting the workbook. You're getting everything in the app. You're getting to join me on a book study. You're getting the book. You're getting so much stuff. We want to make it so like it's a no-brainer purchase for you. And it should be a no-brainer just because it's going to make such a big difference in your life, in your teaching, in feeling less burned out, and feeling like you can actually leave school at school and have more time with your kids or your spouse or your partner or your friends, or, you know, doing whatever you want to do, right? Having that time to relax and rejuvenate. Yes, the book is basically free with all the other stuff. Yes, exactly my point. So we haven't even gone through everything yet. So I want to make sure we get through all of these bonuses.
I want to have a look at the Ladybug Shops one. I'm excited to see what Jacqueline's given you for the bonus.
Yes. And here's the cool thing is she hasn't even put this in her shop yet. So Jacqueline, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, if she's not, I mean, I'm going to explain that. If you are, pop in the chat and just so everybody knows how awesome you are. Make sure you follow all these people, by the way, who are in. Yes, there's more. Yeah, we're not done. That sounded like we were done, right? We weren't. Yeah, there is more. So this actually isn't even in her shop yet. She was so sweet. She said, Kelsey, I wanted to support you. I wanted to make something new for your book launch, which was just so nice of her. Like she literally like just finished and got an email to me like 15 minutes before this live, got it added to the folder. So this is hello educators. If you're just joining us, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We are looking at all the bonuses that come with the purchase of the brand new #1 new release book, Educate and Rejuvenate. So here's some printing tips for this. This is it's digital, right? Yeah, click here to gain access. No. Download product to the newest Adobe Reader. You should always use print as image. Oh, I might have not added the whole thing. Let me see. Terms of use. Find me on social. Maybe I'll add a part of it. Oh, click to download. Link to download right here. Jackie, you're probably laughing at me now. You're like, Kelsey, it's the big, giant link to download. Oh my gosh, that is me. When I'm live too, I feel like sometimes like stuff that would be obvious if I weren't like on a live. It's just this high energy. Yes, just click that button. I should have figured that out. Okay, so you'll see here when I click that.
I'm not judging you.
Oh, you're not judging me. Thank you so much.
No, of course not.
Okay, so clickable table of contents. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Click the images to take you to the section. You can click each one. Do I need to open it? Jackie's in the comments. What am I doing wrong? I love that Kelsey does the coaching. Oh, I was like, right there. Haha. Yeah, right. You are so loved, Kelsey, and we're getting the side effect of it. Love it. Okay, click here to gain it. Oh, that's your social media. Okay, so kindly read for helpful printing tips. Click the images to take you to that section. Just scroll now. Okay, it's probably because I have it. Probably needs to be an Adobe Reader, which I know because I make resources too, but Drive always opens it in a new Drive window. So I'm just going to scroll and we're going to see how amazing this is. So space, theme, creative writing prompts. How adorable is this? Clip art. Jackie always picks the cutest clip art.
So I swear. Space, don't they?
They do. I mean, so fun. Pre-made prompt options. So you don't even have to think of the prompts. Look how cute this is. Write a story about the moon that has wandered away from its planet. How does it find its way back? Imagine spending a day as the planet Mars. What do you see around you? What adventures might you experience? This is so cute, Jackie. Great job. So there's a bunch of them. I'm not going to spoil the whole product. So I'm going to just scroll through quick. You're not going to hear every single prompt, but look how cute these are. So many creative writing prompts. that you can, oh, and then blank prompt options. So then they can just, color and write. So you've got options here, lots of options. I mean, this could last you quite a while. I love it. So cute. Okay, who loves teaching about the solar system? I do. Let me know in the chat. That's so fun. Okay, and then we got 2 more. So we have from Francini Estes. She's one of our coaches in the Educate and Rejuvenate Club. And her big thing is that she helps with problem behavior. Oh, yes, Jackie's here. All love you. Hope y'all enjoy it. It'll be added to TPT this weekend, so you all get it before it's added to the shop. So you hear that? You are getting this adorable resource, the one I was just showing you, the creative writing prompts about the solar system. You were getting them before everybody else. You were getting like sneak peek at it. It'll be on her TPT this weekend, but then you won't even have to buy it on TPT if you purchase the book, because you'll get it as part of this bundle. Tanya, thank you so much for tagging Melinda, Dr. Melinda Vandevort in this video. We're so excited to have all of you sharing with your colleagues, sharing with your teacher friends. Buy Kelsey's book. Yes, you get all these amazing bonuses when you do. Okay, so Francini is our next bonus, and hers is so you can you'll download it when you click this link. But she has unlocking accountability in kids and teens. Who has a problem with, if you teach kids or teens, or you have a child who is a child or a teen and you have problems with accountability? Anybody else? I mean, I do. So you will get this that will help you transform accountability, right? You'll discover one valuable tool that's proven to help children and teens follow through on their commitments and develop essential life skills, creating contracts and setting clear expectations. So this is going to help you do all of that. You're going to get ready to use templates, step-by-step instructions, how contracts provide the structure, why kids often lose motivation, and how to turn it around. So that is another bonus that you are going to get when you purchase the book. And yes, I will share more about the book here shortly for those of you who just arrived. We just have one more bonus to share, and then we'll circle back to the book. And then the final bonus is from Lana Penley. She's also a fellow Teacher Goals author. Her book is coming out next week, I believe. She's amazing. She wrote an amazing book called Unlocking Social Emotional Learning. She will be on the Educate and Rejuvenate podcast. Not next week, but the following. We had an awesome interview, so very excited about that. She's got top 10 social emotional learning tips for busy educators. So if you need some help with social emotional learning, this is going to help you out with that and have lots of tips and ideas in this bonus. So that is all of just the new bonuses that you get when you purchase the book. Now, a little about the book for those who are just tuning in. So let's go to the book page, because that will explain a lot about it and the purpose of the book. So really, again, like it says here, the purpose of the book is to help you thrive and not just survive during the school year. The actual subtitle is a 3-step guide to help you revitalize your teaching, renew your spirit, and reignite your passion for life. So I'm the author. I'm Kelsey Sorensen. I am a certified life coach for teachers. Also, Ashley, if you need to hop off at any time, I realize we're over the hour. So if you need to, you totally can.
No, that's fun. I'm loving the chat here. So keep going.
Okay.
I'm here.
I just want to make sure. I'm like, anytime you need to go, just you can go. I've got it. But we love having you here too. But I'm a certified life coach for teachers. So I serve teachers and homeschool parents. I'm a former teacher. Now I'm a homeschool mom. I've been a substitute. I've taught 3rd grade. I've homeschooled. I've taught music classes. I've done a lot of subbed all grade levels. And so I wrote this book for educators of all kinds to basically, I took all the tools I learned in my coaching certification and then did a whole bunch more research, compiled it together into a 3-step coaching framework inside this book. And it sounds really simple. It's to observe yourself, choose your direction, and then align yourself. It's really a lot about doing your own inner work and taking care of yourself, because so many teachers are burned out all the time. Like, there's a stat I share in the book about 44% of teachers in the recent Gallup panel who say they're always or almost always burned out. Even more recently on social media, I did a poll just from our followers on the Educate and Rejuvenate stories on Instagram, and we had over 300 teachers vote, and it was 78%. They always or almost always put their job ahead of themselves. And it was 20 something, whatever makes the math, that said sometimes. And then only 2% said rarely or never. So everybody pretty much is saying that they sometimes put their job ahead of themselves, or they almost always do. And my goal with this book is to flip that statistic and have the 2% be like, oh yeah, I rarely do that. Like, because I know how to take care of myself. I know how to handle my emotions, how to regulate my nervous system, how to work it into the school day to help myself and the kids too, how to understand what it is I really want and not people please, and do what I need to do and set boundaries so that I can, yes, I want to help people. I want to serve people. That's why I went into teaching. I want to help the students. I want to help my colleagues. I want to do what my admin wants. Or if you're the admin yourself, I want to help my teachers, but also I need boundaries. I need to be able to take care of myself so I can take care of everyone. And so I can maybe be a parent too, or, the other things you have outside of teaching. We talk a lot about boundaries. We talk a lot about goal setting, and, going the direction that you want in your life, and how to not only set goals, but stick to them, but also bounce back when things don't go as planned, and coming together, finding community, all of that. All of these are themes that we talk about in the book. And they're all so important because we don't teach in a silo, right? All the emotions we have, whether they're from teaching or they're from like a family situation, that comes with us into the classroom, right? And what happens in the classroom those feelings and emotions can follow us out too. And these strategies are going to help us to be able to regulate ourselves and to be able to understand how our thinking is impacting so much of our lives. We have a life outside of teaching. What? Right? But we do, right? Sometimes our students don't understand that, but we totally do. We don't live at the school. What? My daughter even made a comment like that the other day about like her singing teacher, like, oh yeah, she's there. I'm like, no, she's not there. She goes home. Like, so funny. Recently I had my kid do homework before any screen time instead of a break before, as that didn't work, and they got sucked in. It has been such a huge game changer. Yes, to put down the screen time helps so much. We love you and thank you for making the resources for us to be able to focus on our days and our children. Yes, that is the purpose of this book. And so I wrote this book. It's been a project over the last, over a year and a half, maybe going on 2 years from when I signed the contract. I don't remember exactly when I signed with Teacher Goals. But since then I've been working on this book, and really it started before I even started the book, right? It was when I started working with teachers and just really kind of starting to coach and getting the framework down and all of that. And now I've put it together in book form. So I've taken everything that I've learned from coaching teachers, from my own journey that I share a lot about. I share, like, the beginning of the book starts in my story about having a meltdown on my classroom floor, crying over a lost library book when I was a new teacher. And then in the book, I share about my panic attack where I ended up in the hospital 5 days after having my third child. I share a lot of personal stories in there too. I share about when again, a lot of these stories they're very flattering on me. There's one that I share where I kind of freaked out at my husband because of how he was doing homeschooling differently than me. And, so there's like just different human things that we do, right? But it's really understanding the emotions behind it, understanding the thoughts behind it, and how that is driving so much of our lives. So again, that is the book. And it's so funny when students see you outside of school. Yes, it totally is. So where you go to get to this page I'm showing you right now is teachergoals.com/educate-bonuses. And then what you'll do is you'll choose the quantity. And there are exclusive bonuses that are only available during the launch period. So you'll see weird number, one new release, and a whole bunch of categories. So exciting. We got some reviews here from our early readers. Now, so next you'll choose how many books you want and the bonuses you're going to get. So if you purchase one copy of the book, you're getting $114 worth of bonuses with the workbook, with the app, with the live book study, with resources. And it's actually more because this doesn't include any of the resources I just showed you. And a book sticker to make your book a signed copy, and so much more. So that's if you just buy one copy of the book. And right now, if you were to go to Amazon and do that right now, if you're on US Amazon, it's $26.95 for a paperback or $9.99 for a Kindle. And again, that can change, right? You never know what Amazon's going to do, but that's what it would be right now to get all these bonuses and the book and to be able to work directly with me if you're coming to the lives. Ask me your question. Again, the book club calls are going to be on Zoom and not a Zoom webinar. It'll be a Zoom meeting. So we're actually going to be face to face. Like, it's going to be such a great time. Then the next one, and again, you don't have to turn on your camera. If you're like, oh, wait, that makes me not want to come. You don't have to, but you can. 2 copies. You're going to get the Teacher Bestie bundle, which means you're not only going to get everything that we already mentioned, but your shop credit is going to go up. You're going to get $60 for both you and your friend. So instead of $30 in credit, which again, the $30 in credit would pay for your book, right? That would pay for it. But if you buy 2, the $60 credit will pay for your 2 books, right? But then you're also going to get extra bonuses, such as getting your tickets to our Educate and Rejuvenate event. You're going to get 2 tickets to the conference, so you and your friend can both come. So it's going to be a really great time. Also, again, all those other bonuses we shared. And like I mentioned, most of you are going to do either the 1 or 2 copies, right? So you're going to buy a copy, or you're going to like go all in with getting the accountability buddy with a friend. The reason why we love this is because I do everything I can. Like, we're doing the book club. We have the workbook. We have the app. We have all these tools to basically, like, if you use them, to basically guarantee you're going to see some progress. But I can't like call you up and be like, oh, have you started reading yet? And I mean, I can send you an email, I can send you a text, but it's like you're not going to feel that same accountability or that same pull as if you have a friend doing it. So that's why we really love this Teacher Bestie bundle. So you and a friend can really be doing it together. You and a friend, you and a colleague, get a few of you together and do it. If you get up to 10 of you together, and this can be like you get a group and you all just like submit your receipt together. One of you is the host, and you would get the book club PDF that I mentioned, where not only do you get the book club, and I want to make sure to explain this clearly, because everybody who buys even 1 book gets to come to the book club. I realized that wording was a little confusing. This book club bundle is if you want to host your own book club, like you are hosting a book club whenever you want with like your school or with a group of your teacher friends or whatever. So you would not only get to come to the one with me, but then maybe you come to the one with me first and then you're like, oh, now that I've been to that one, I'm ready to host my own. You'll get a PDF with all the questions and prep work I did, so you can do your own book club. You'll get an actual physical planner of ours mailed to you. You'll get 10 of the stickers for the whole book club, and all the stuff, tickets for everybody. And then if you want to talk to your admin, or if you are an admin, an option if you want to make this a PD for your entire school. Jamie said, I'm excited. I love your energy. Thank you so much. I love doing these lives and being with everybody. It always lights me up. Even when I'm tired, like I was even telling my husband, I'm like, oh man, I've done so many lives. I'm so tired. And then I get on and then I'm like, oh, I'm fine now. Now that I'm actually here, I'm wonderful. I'm great. So 30 copies, you're going to get the school professional development bundle. And that is where I will do a Zoom virtual PD session up to 90 minutes with your school. So not only will you have the book copy of the book for everybody, you'll get me doing a PD session with you. You'll get $100 in credit for each teacher. Like, what a gift, right? What a gift if you're an admin to have. It's kind of like, I mean, not exactly, because again, we're not TPT. We don't have everything TPT has, but you're giving them $100 in credit to get all the resources that they need to save them time this school year. You're giving them a book that's going to help them to be able to alleviate burnout. Like, what a gift. And then a PD tailored to your school and your needs. Like, I would, want to know, hey, what is it that your staff really needs? So I can even kind of tailor it to you a little bit. So that would be so much fun. And all of you would get to also attend the winter 2024-2025 Educate and Rejuvenate virtual conference. Again, this would be, so talk to your admin if you're a teacher, like, again, and this one, we know, like, let's say like it's after launch week and you purchase your book and you got your bonuses. You're like, actually, I talked to my admin and they want to do it. We can do this one later too, if you're, because it might take some time to talk to your admin, and we totally understand that. So again, I wouldn't wait to do that. I would claim your bonuses here. Click here to order on Amazon. It'll take you to this page where you'll see, oh yes, look, we're back. We're back here. We got the Kindle, we got the paperback. Either one, it doesn't matter. You get it with either one. So even as little as $10 gets you all the bonuses, right? If you do the Kindle copy, you'll take a screenshot of your order receipt, right? If you don't know how to do that, we have instructions for you down here. And then you will pick which number you ordered. So if you ordered 1 book, you'd click here, 2 here, 10, 30, right? So let's say you did the Teacher Bestie bundle, you would click here. It's all going to look the same right here. You'll click continue and you'll just continue filling out the form. It's not a whole ton of questions. So we can make sure we have all the info to get you. And if it's a Teacher Bestie bundle or beyond, get you and the other people what you need, all your bonuses and everything. So that is everything as far as claiming your bonuses for the book. And then, yeah, you will click again, you'll click to order on Amazon. It'll open in a new window. You will be able to snag whichever version of the book you like. If I bought a hard copy and then a Kindle, would it count as 2? Yes. So you can totally do that. We're not like looking at, oh no, it needs to be 2 the same format or whatever. You can't. Yes, you can do that. So if you've already bought like 1 copy, let's say you pre-ordered a Kindle or something, because the paperback was only on pre-order for a day and we were promoting pre-order for a while. So a lot of you pre-ordered Kindle and then you're like, oh, I want a hard copy too. Order the hard copy too, and then you get to like more than double your bonus. So, and even if you've already submitted to the 1 book form, you can fill out the 2 book form, and then just show us. You can put the same receipt again, like totally fine. Oh, thank you for the info on screenshot. It has gone through for me now. Perfect. So glad that helped, Linda. We got 2 Lindas like right after each other. Love it. So yes, yeah, the 2 formats will count. Like, I mean, and we called it the Teacher Bestie because we do love the whole accountability of if it's actually going to 2 different people. But like I mentioned earlier, we're not like, so did you give it to a friend yet? You know, like if you buy 2 formats for yourself, that's totally fine too. Like for us, like that's still 2 copies of the book. So it totally counts. Okay, any other questions before we sign off for tonight? While I wait for any questions to come in, and we're going to do the giveaway winner as well. PD that they didn't have to send you to, woohoo, and tailored, yes. Oh, perfect. Kinsey from my team put the winner in the chat. So Latrice Daniels, yay, you are our winner of the $50 Amazon gift card. So please email hello@educateandrejuvenate.com and we will get you your prize. Now, that is not the last giveaway we are doing either, though. So if you come to, I will put this calendar in the chat for all of you. Oh, hang on. That is not the right link. My copy paste did not work there. Give me a second. But I will, you see the screen right now. So this is what it looks like. You will see the calendar is now completely up to date. So before it was saying like, oh, this is subject to change because we had that glitch, right? And I had to arrange some of the lives. I actually think it ended up for the best because even for my personal life, it was for the best. I really do believe that a lot of times that things happen like the way they just need to happen. Like the book got pushed back and the date ended up being perfect. And then, oh, there was a little glitch, but actually some stuff came up this weekend that then I was able to take care of. So it was all good. And now we get to spread out the lives a little bit more. So it'll just extend the party. We're just having more fun for longer. So here is the book launch calendar. You'll see that we have a few more calls. So this is what's happening right now, but we still have on Thursday. This is our call that was rescheduled from Sunday. So I will be talking with my first life coach, and we're going to be talking a lot about, it's really if you want to get a lot of the behind the scenes of my story and writing the book, because Lizzie was my first life coach. So she saw a lot of my journey of learning these tools initially for the first time. So I'm going to ask her like, so what did you see from me before and after? And also I worked with her as a life coach for a while, and then I actually hired her again. She was my life coach while I was writing the book. And then when I brought to a session, like, oh, like, I just feel like my book is like so random. Like I feel like I'm writing about thoughts, then I'm writing about feelings, then I'm writing about nervous system, and then I'm writing about intentional scheduling, and it just doesn't feel like it flows. And she kind of asked me a bunch of questions that then I did that 12 pages of journaling about and came up with this framework. And so we're going to talk a lot about that writing process and how the framework even came to be and all of that. Then on the 21st, we have our rescheduled call from this Saturday where we are going to go through all the mobile app bonuses. You're going to get to see inside the app, and you're going to get to see the guided meditations. You're going to see where all the replays of the book club will live, where all the videos about the workbook will be, and all of that. On the 23rd, we are going to do a live podcast recording. Oh, and on each one, there's a giveaway, right? So on Thursday, we're giving away a planner. On the 21st, we're giving away a wireless battery pack. On the 23rd, we're giving away a binding machine so you can print and bind your workbook like I did if you want yourself. And then on the 26th, we're doing a trivia game. So you're going to want to order your copy of your book now, so you have it in time for the trivia, because the top 3 on the leaderboard are going to win the biggest prizes. And then we'll pick a few random winners too, but the top 3 who get the most questions right. And I think it even is like how quickly you get it in even gives you a little bit more points too. So you're going to want to have your book. You're going to want to look at it a little bit. So this is even where it might be helpful to have that Kindle, so you can start looking at it now. And then when your physical one comes, and then you get the Teacher Bestie bundle, right? So for that trivia, we're going to give away a laminator. We're going to give away a backpack. We're going to give away a planner. A lot of we're going to give away an Amazon gift card. A lot of repeats of things we've given away before, just giving them away to more people. It's going to be a really great time. And so you're going to want to come. So I put that link in the chat for the add event calendar. When you do that, you can just click add to calendar and select which calendar you use, and it'll automatically add all of these to the calendar. And if for any reason we had to reschedule them, they would automatically update for you. So again, that it just makes it so you will have all the information. Or even if I I have to tweak a link or whatever, you're going to have the most up-to-date information. I don't foresee that happening because I think it's set in stone now, but I didn't think it was before either. So add that to your calendar. We hope to see you on the upcoming lives. And that is everything for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Ashley, for being here. That was a long live. I'm going to remove this from the screen. I'm going to stop.
Come up above the book. Thanks, everybody.
Here we are. There we are. It's been so much fun.
So great joining in with your community. I've just, out of this entire live, I've just worked out how to look at the comments.
I love it. You're like, now you know. Now you know next time you're on StreamYard. Do you want to share where the watcher? I usually am on a podcast, so I say listeners, and I'm like watchers. Is that even the right word? Our viewers? That's probably the right word. Do you want to share where our viewers can follow you if they loved what we were sharing together in our conversation?
Sure thing. You can find me at Rainbow Sky Creations. We're on Instagram and TikTok, but come over onto Instagram. That's where we hang out the most. Rainbow Sky Creations.
Awesome. Definitely follow Ashley at Rainbow Sky Creations. Snag your copy of the book. Oh no, Sarah's parent teacher conference is on the 26th. Darn it. We will miss you. We will miss you. Colin's sick, right? Just kidding. On parent teacher conferences. Probably don't do that.
It's not a good one to call. But are these recordings, can people come back and watch these?
Yes, so they will be on Facebook. So they will be on my Facebook page, on the Teacher Goals Facebook page, on the Teacher Goals and YouTube. Teacher Goals and Educate and Rejuvenate YouTube pages. I'm actually not sure how LinkedIn works. It's probably still there. And same with Twitter. I actually don't really understand. So we're streaming on Teacher Goals, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And I actually don't really use either. X, not Twitter. I don't really use either of those platforms. I think they're still there though. So, and I've been downloading each of these as they end too. And I'm going to put them in the app as well for those who purchase the book. So they'll be there as well.
Sarah, maybe you can come back and watch the replay after your conferences or a few days later after you've recovered.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ashley. This has been so much fun. And I hope to see a lot of you on Thursday for our next live.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.